Hello students, welcome to our YouTube channel GK Trick India. In today's lecture, we will start our fundamental chapter, that is motion, and we need its basic understanding to study the further chapter of physics, that is force, gravitation, sound, and many more. In today's lecture, we will be covering introduction to motion, distance and displacement, quantities in physics. We will dealing few problems related to distance and displacement, and then end with our session with the difference between distance and displacement. To introduce our topic, first, motion. Motion means change in position of an object with respect to time and with respect to surrounding. We need to take both the parameter, time also and surrounding also. So to describe the position of an object, we need a reference point or a reference frame. To introduce this reference frame or a reference point, let's take an example of a bus which is in moving position and two passengers are sitting inside that bus. Let's take those passengers as A and B. Another observer is standing outside which is seeing that moving bus. Name that object as C. So when object A observing object B, they both are moving, so they seems to be at rest with respect to each other. While when observer C is observing A or B, it seems that both the objects are moving with respect to whom? With respect to C. So an object might be moving to one observer, as we seen in the case observer C is observing A or B, and stationary to another object also, as we have seen when observer A is observing B. So in order to make our observation easy, a common reference point or a common frame that we called as a reference frame is needed, so that all objects must be in the same reference frame to solve a physics problem. To start, we need basic understanding about distance and displacement. Distance means the total path length covered by the object. It means only total path length. While displacement means the difference between the initial position and the final position. As we can see in the figure, observer is moving from position A to position B. The path length which is covered while moving from A to B is 100 meter, that will become its distance. And displacement will be the difference between the initial position and final position. As initial position is 0, final position is 100, so displacement will become 100 meter. Let's take another example in which observer first moving from A to B, then coming back to position C. So the distance while moving from A to B, then B to C. A to B, it moves 100 meter, then B to C, it moves 50 meter. So the distance will be total path length, which is 100 plus 50 will be 150 meter. Displacement will be the difference between initial position and final position. Now final position will become C instead of B. So the final position will be 50, initial position will remain as A. So the displacement will become 50 meter. As we have seen in this problem that the displacement is path dependent. It depends on the path the object is moving. And it also depends on the direction in which object is moving. So we can conclude that displacement is path dependent quantity, distance is independent on path. It only depends the total distance which an object is covered. And displacement is a direction dependent quantity, while distance is not direction dependent quantity. To get clarity about this direction dependency, path dependency, we have to introduce two quantities in physics, that are scalar quantity and vector quantity. Scalar quantities are the quantities which can expressed only in magnitude. Example, time, distance, speed. As we have seen in the case of calculating distance, we are not seeing whether object is moving backward, forward. We are just checking its magnitude, the path which it has covered. And the other quantity, which is vector quantity, as this quantity is expressed both in magnitude as well as in the direction of object. For example, velocity, displacement, force, acceleration. As we have seen while calculating the displacement in the second case, when an object is moving from A to B, then B to C. While moving from B to C, it's moving in the backward direction. So direction came into the figure. So displacement will become vector quantity and distance will become scalar quantity. So to get this basic understanding we are doing, let's take an example of a man which lives at position A has to reach position C. So its initial position will become A and final position will become C. He decided to stop by and meet his friend who lives at B. So he has to choose a path A, B, C. Calculate the distance and displacement. So we have to just check the path which the object is covering, A to B, B to C. A to B, the distance which object move is 5 km. While moving from B to C, the object covered a distance of 3 km. So the distance will become 5 plus 3, which is 8 km. While calculating the displacement, we need to first analyze the initial and final position. As I have already mentioned, the initial position is A, final position is C. Using the Pythagoras theorem, we can find it out the distance between A and C, which is coming out as 4 km. To read more important topics in physics, you must like our session and hit the bell icon button to subscribe our channel, GK Trick India. Let's take another example related to distance and displacement, as we must have clarity about all the concepts. About the circular path. A circular path of radius as R. Let's take this point as A. As the object is moving from point A and it travels a distance to come back at position B. So while moving from A to B, it has covered one circular path and another semicircular path. So distance will be the total path length, and in the case of circular path, the distance will become the circumference of the circle as the object is moving in the circumference. So the distance will become 2 pi r plus semicircle circumference, that is pi r, will become 3 pi r. While calculating the displacement, we have to analyze its initial position and final position. As the initial position in the case is A and final position in the case is B. So the total path length or a shortest path length between A and B is the diameter of the circle. So displacement will become diameter, which is twice the radius. So in the case of circular path, distance will come in the form of circumference of the circle, and displacement we have to check whether it's covering the semicircle path or the circular path. So there are two note points which is given in the slides. We have to be careful. For a circular path, the distance can be calculated as the circumference of the circle, which is 2 into pi into r. And in the case when the object returned to its original position, means initial position, the displacement is 0, as the displacement means difference between final position and initial position. So displacement can be 0 in the case when object returned to its initial position. To summarize the discussion we have done, we have to understand the difference between the distance and displacement. As we have seen, the distance determines the total path length covered by the object, while displacement determines the shortest distance between the initial position and final position. So with this definition, distance becomes a scalar quantity which is not dependent on the path traveled or the direction it traveled. It only depends on the magnitude, the numerical value. While the displacement is a vector quantity which depends both on direction as well as the path traveled. Distance cannot be zero, it cannot be negative also, as there might be some distance whether an object is moving with a small distance or a large distance, while displacement can be zero, as in the case we have seen when an object returns to its original position. Let's take an example when a man is jogging in a rectangular park. He started, suppose, at position A. After 4 rounds, he returned to its original position. So distance will be 4 times the parameter of the circle, while displacement will be 0, as there is no difference between the initial position and the final position. To summarize what we have discussed in today's class, we have first introduced our topic, that is motion. We have introduced the basic understanding of distance and displacement. We have studied the two quantities in physics, that is scalar quantity and vector quantity. And we have solved few numericals through which we can conclude the difference between the distance and displacement. To get more understanding in the topic of physics, you must hit the bell icon button to subscribe our channel and get notification for the further videos, and like our session and share with your friend. Thank you.